the North Pole. A place that has fascinated humanity for centuries, a place of myth and legend. Stories of explorers braving the harshest conditions to reach this remote part of the world have been told for generations. It's a point of pure magnetism, drawing explorers and adventurers for centuries. From the early expeditions of the 19th century to modern-day scientific missions, the allure of the North Pole remains strong. Unlike the South Pole with its continental landmass, the North Pole sits on shifting sea ice. This dynamic environment is constantly changing, making it a unique and challenging place to study. This makes it a challenging environment to study and explore. Scientists and researchers must adapt to the ever-changing conditions, using innovative techniques and technologies to gather data. The Earth's magnetic field, vital for life, has its North Pole here. This magnetic field protects our planet from harmful solar radiation and plays a crucial role in navigation. This magnetic pole isn't static, it wanders. Over time, it has moved from northern Canada towards Siberia, a phenomenon that continues to intrigue scientists. Its current location is towards northern Canada, drifting towards Siberia. This movement is not just a curiosity, it has real-world implications. This movement affects navigation and animal migration patterns. Animals that rely on the magnetic field for navigation must adapt to these changes, and human navigation systems must be constantly updated. The North Pole represents the pinnacle of our planet's axis. It is the northernmost point on Earth, where all longitudinal lines converge. It's a place where the sun barely sets in summer and barely rises in winter. This unique phenomenon creates a stark contrast between the endless daylight of the Arctic summer and the perpetual darkness of the Arctic winter, adding to the mystique and allure of this remote region. The North Pole is also home to a diverse array of wildlife. Polar bears, seals, and Arctic foxes have adapted to the extreme conditions, showcasing the resilience of life in one of the harshest environments on Earth. Indigenous communities have also thrived in the Arctic for thousands of years. Their traditional knowledge and practices are invaluable in understanding and preserving this unique ecosystem. Modern technologies such as icebreaker ships and advanced scientific equipment allows us to explore and study the North Pole like never before. These tools help us understand the impacts of climate change and the importance of preserving this fragile environment. As we continue to study the North Pole, we gain insights into global climate patterns and the interconnectedness of our planet's systems. The data collected here is crucial for predicting future climate scenarios and making informed decisions to protect our world. The North Pole remains a place of wonder and discovery. Its breathtaking landscapes and natural phenomena, like the aurora borealis, continue to captivate and inspire us. As we look to the future, the North Pole will undoubtedly remain a focal point for scientific exploration and a symbol of the enduring human spirit of adventure.
Many people mistakenly think the Arctic is a continent. It is not. Unlike Antarctica, which is a landmass covered by ice, the Arctic is primarily an ocean covered by sea ice. This misconception arises because both regions are icy and remote, but their geographies are fundamentally different. The Arctic is a polar region. It is characterized by extreme conditions with temperatures that can plummet to -40 degrees Celsius in winter. The landscape is a mix of ice-covered seas, permafrost, and tundra. It's centered on the North Pole and extends south. The Arctic Ocean is surrounded by land masses, creating a unique environment where sea ice forms and melts seasonally. The Arctic Circle defines its boundary. This imaginary line circles the Earth at approximately 66.5 degrees north latitude. This circle marks the latitude where the sun doesn't set on the summer solstice and doesn't rise on the winter solstice. This phenomenon creates the unique experience of the midnight sun in summer and polar night in winter. Within this circle lies a mosaic of frozen ocean, icebergs, and a few islands. The Arctic Ocean itself is the smallest and shallowest of the world's oceans, yet it plays a crucial role in global climate regulation. The Arctic region includes parts of several countries. These include Canada, Russia, Greenland, part of Denmark, Norway, and the United States, Alaska. Each of these nations has territories that extend into the Arctic Circle, contributing to the region's diverse cultural and ecological landscape. Alaska, the northernmost state of the United States, is a significant part of the Arctic region. Its vast wilderness, indigenous communities, and unique wildlife make it an integral part of the Arctic's identity. The Arctic is not just a frozen wasteland, it is a vibrant, dynamic region with a rich history and a critical role in our planet's future. At the heart of the Arctic lies the Arctic Ocean. It's the smallest and shallowest of the world's oceans. Much of the Arctic Ocean is covered in sea ice. This ice varies in thickness and extent throughout the year. The Arctic Ocean plays a crucial role in regulating the Earth's climate. The ice reflects sunlight back into space. This reflectivity helps keep the planet cool. However, climate change is causing the Arctic ice to melt at an alarming rate. This has significant implications for global weather patterns and sea levels.
The Arctic experiences extreme variations in daylight hours. During the summer solstice, the sun doesn't set. This phenomenon is known as the midnight sun. Conversely, during the winter solstice, the sun doesn't rise, resulting in a period of continuous darkness called the polar night. These extreme light conditions have a profound impact on life in the Arctic. Plants and animals have adapted to survive. They endure long periods of darkness and constant sunlight. Section 5. Flora and Fauna of the Arctic. Despite the harsh conditions, the Arctic is teeming with life. Polar bears, the apex predators of the region, roam the ice floes. They hunt seals, their primary food source. Walruses and seals congregate on the ice. They provide food for the Inuit people and contribute to the Arctic ecosystem. Caribou migrate across the tundra, grazing on lichen and grasses. Arctic foxes, with their thick white coats, scavenge for scraps.
Section 6. The Inuit People, adapting to the Arctic. For thousands of years, the Inuit people have called the Arctic their home. They've thrived in one of the harshest environments on Earth. Their deep connection to the land and ice is evident in their culture, traditions, and way of life. The Inuit are skilled hunters and fishermen. They've developed ingenious techniques. These techniques help them survive the extreme cold and limited resources. Their traditional knowledge, passed down through generations, is invaluable for understanding and adapting to the changing Arctic environment.
Section 7. Russia and the Arctic. Russia has the longest Arctic coastline of any country in the world. The Russian Arctic is a vast and expansive region. It's rich in natural resources. These resources include oil, natural gas, and valuable minerals. Russia has shown a growing interest in exploiting these resources. It's also expanding its military presence in the Arctic region. This has raised concerns about environmental protection and geopolitical stability in the region.
Section 8. Canada and the Arctic. Canada's Arctic territories encompass a significant portion of the Arctic archipelago. This vast region is home to Inuit communities. It's known for its stunning landscapes and abundant wildlife. Canada is committed to protecting its Arctic sovereignty and promoting the well-being of its Arctic residents. The country faces challenges related to climate change, infrastructure development, and preserving the traditional cultures of its indigenous peoples.
Section 9. Greenland and the Arctic. Greenland, the world's largest island, is an autonomous territory of Denmark. Most of Greenland lies within the Arctic Circle. It's covered by a massive ice sheet. This ice sheet holds a significant amount of the world's fresh water. Greenland is experiencing the effects of climate change more dramatically than many other places on Earth. The melting of its ice sheet contributes to rising sea levels. It's a major concern for coastal communities worldwide.
Section 10. Norway and the Arctic. The Svalbard Global Seed Vault. Norway, known for its fjords and Viking heritage, also has a significant Arctic presence. The Svalbard archipelago, located north of mainland Norway, is home to a unique and important facility, the Svalbard Global Seed Vault. This vault serves as a global seed bank. It stores duplicates of seed samples from around the world. This safeguards global food security. The vault protects these seeds from natural disasters, climate change, and human conflict.
Section 11. Conclusion. The future of the Arctic. The Arctic, a region of immense beauty and ecological significance, is at a crossroads. This pristine environment, home to unique wildlife and indigenous communities, is facing unprecedented challenges. Climate change is transforming the Arctic at an unprecedented rate. The ice that has defined this region for millennia is melting faster than ever before, altering the landscape and the lives of those who depend on it. This has profound implications for the entire planet. The Arctic acts as a global thermostat, and its changes are felt worldwide. The melting ice contributes to rising sea levels, which threaten coastal communities far from the Arctic Circle. The melting of Arctic ice contributes to rising sea levels. This not only endangers coastal cities, but also affects marine ecosystems and the livelihoods of millions of people. It disrupts ocean currents and weather patterns. The Arctic's influence on global weather is profound, and its warming can lead to more extreme weather events, from severe storms to prolonged droughts. The Arctic is a barometer for the health of our planet. Scientists study this region closely to understand the broader impacts of climate change. The data collected here is crucial for predicting future climate scenarios. Its fate is intertwined with our own. The indigenous communities who have lived here for generations are witnessing changes that threaten their way of life. Their knowledge and traditions are invaluable in the fight to protect the Arctic. Protecting the Arctic requires international cooperation. It demands sustainable practices. Nations must come together to create policies that reduce carbon emissions and promote renewable energy. It needs a commitment to mitigating climate change. Investing in renewable energy projects and supporting policies that aim to reduce our carbon footprint are essential steps. The future of the Arctic, and indeed the planet, depends on the choices we make today. Every action counts, from individual efforts to global initiatives. The time to act is now, for the sake of the Arctic and the world.